So in the last lecture we discussed about linear functions, how to draw a graph of linear function and what were the common errors while drawing the linear function. Today we'll study about polynomial functions. Okay. So a polynomial function has many forms, like linear function is also polynomial function. Then we have quadratic function, cubic function and quartic function. Okay. So we will see what does all these terms means. Okay. Any polynomial function is of the form like this. Suppose you are having quadratic function ax square plus bx plus c. Suppose you are having cubic function ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Okay. So basically, how do we define a polynomial function? Okay. Here the highest power of x is 2. Okay. So we call this as a polynomial function of degree 2, and this is having the name quadratic function. Okay. So here, because the highest power of x, as you would see in different terms, x has highest power 2, here x has 1, here c has actually no powers of x, that means x to the power 0. Okay, so highest power was 2, so we call it a degree 2 function. Okay, similarly we are having cubic function, here the highest power of x is 3, so we call it a degree 3 function. Okay, in quartic function the highest power of x is 4, so it is of degree 4. Okay, linear function is also an example of polynomial function, but since we have studied it in the earlier class only, so we won't study about linear functions. Okay, today we will concentrate on quadratic functions. I know you might be having some basic idea about it. Okay, and in the next class we will study about cubic and quartic function, how to draw a graph for them. Okay, so let us begin to discuss about quadratic function. Okay, of function of degree 2. So a quadratic function is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, for a function to be quadratic, a should be non-zero. Otherwise, if a is 0, this would simply become bx plus c, and hence it would be a linear function. Okay. Now, suppose you are given a function like this: function of x equal to ax square plus bx plus c. If you suppose put fx equal to 0, okay, what do you get here? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This you might know, this is a quadratic equation. Okay, and how many roots quadratic equation have? It has 2 roots, having 2 roots. Okay, for example, you consider linear function which we studied in earlier class. Okay, what was that? Suppose 3x plus 5 fx equal to 3x plus 5. If you put fx equal to 0, what would you get? 0 equal to 3x plus 5, or x equal to minus 5 by 3. Okay, you got one value of x for which the whole this expression was equal to 0. Similarly, you will get here two values of x for which this whole expression will be 0. That two values are called the roots of the equation. They may be equal or unequal. Okay, so these are called the roots of the equation. Okay. So I won't write the roots, but I would use a ready-made formula which is available for roots. Any quadratic of this form, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, is having 2 roots, and the roots is given by alpha and beta. Okay, the value of alpha is minus b plus under root d by 2a, and beta is minus b minus root d by 2. Okay, so what is d here? D is called discriminant. Okay, and the value of d is b square minus 4ac. Okay, the value of d is b square minus 4ac. You might be having a little knowledge about it. Okay. So for plotting the graph, the two main things required here are, for plotting graph, you need to know about sign of a and d. What is a? Coefficient of x square. And what is d? D is discriminant. Okay, we will see how d and a are important for plotting the graph. Okay, so suppose d, the value of d is 5 here. Okay, if d is equal to 5, what will be root d here? Root 5. So you will get minus b plus root 5 by 2a, and here minus b minus root 5 by 2a. You will actually have some real values because root 5 is defined. Okay, suppose d is equal to 0. Okay, what will you get? Minus b by 2a and minus b by 2a. Both the values will be same if d is equal to 0. Okay, suppose d is equal to minus 5. What would you get here? You would get here minus root 5. Have you studied about root of negative number? Is root of negative number defined? No, it's not defined. It's not real actually. Okay, so you won't get here any real value of x because there is no value for under root minus root 5. Okay, so in this case, the values of x won't be real. Roots won't be real. Or what do you mean by roots or values of x? It is simply alpha and beta. That won't be real actually. Okay. So while plotting the graph, you need to have a look on the sign of d, whether it's positive, negative, or 0. Okay. So now we will see how to plot the graph for it. Okay.
For more videos, click the subscribe button below.